Hello and welcome. This is Alchemistexe, and this is the weekly update for February 11th, or I guess it would be February 10th technically, because the update was on a weird schedule and they did it on Wednesday. That seems to happen sometimes. I assume it's related to the Lunar New Year, but we'll get to that later because that's really only relevant to the banners. As far as content goes, there is not a lot this week. It's sort of a slow week. But one of the things released is incredibly grindy, so you could just work on that the entire time if it was wanted or needed. So we've got a new memento, a new job plus for Leafah. The memento is also for Leafah. And then several units pictured here all got their enlightenment. So there is a lot there. There's also the Valentine's event and a new chapter in the main story. And to celebrate a couple of those things, there are a couple of challenge boards, one of which is for Valentine's. And you can get a Greed Dyke relief. This could not be worst possible timing in my case, because I just got Zengi's Memento Max Limit broken like last week, like a couple of days before they announced this challenge board. But oh well, I guess I'll save it for a future limited Greed Memento. Then there's also a really good one for the main story. So you just have to do levels spread across main story mode. And you can get stuff like 5-star unit, rainbow shards, 5-star memento ticket, which is always nice. And then more enlightenment materials. So there's just one for each of the chapters. Because chapter 6 has just come out. And with it, Amane, who is a water protagonist unit. And then speaking of protagonist units, Logi just got his third job, which is going to be in the same vein as both Elizabeth and Edgar. Let's see if we can find him. So that means it's going to be very intensive grind-wise, because you have to play a level to get the tokens. And then once you get them, the different levels are going to require certain parts, and there's not a fast way to get all of them. Like, this is not the kind of... Unless you prepared a mountain of multiplay coins, EX coins, etc., Veda coins, all of that. Unless you've been preparing for this for a long, long time, otherwise it's going to take you a while to do, because you have to get the parts from either random story missions or buying them one at a time with like 1,000 multiplay coins each, or 500 EX coins, or 1,000 friendship coins. And then once you cycle through those levels, then you have to get them from the Veda level. There should be another set that you have to get from like the Challenger of Limits level, which isn't even available right now. So I'm not sure what that means for the viability of mastering Logi's job. I haven't gotten that far yet. I'm still working on Edgar, so I will worry about that at a later date. But yeah, it's a big undertaking, so I would expect it to be done gradually. So don't worry about it if you can't beat it right away. But yeah, besides the main story stuff, there is also, of course, a Valentine's event, as the new memento for Leafah may have suggested. And that's just your more traditional event with normal stages, and then an EX, an EX plus, and a Hell level. It's not like a dungeon quest or anything like that. And that is what Heart of Chocolate is. So to get Leafah's stuff, you get coins from the event, and then you use those coins to buy the tokens and the equipment pieces. So it's similar to a few other job pluses we've had in the past. And then they also brought the Enhancement Workshop quest back, so you can get more stuff for doing runes. Quick and easy thing to do. And then one final thing I wanted to note about the content is that currently the Envilia is the Vision Clear quest, and if you do not have much in the way of either normal pool or limited 5 stars mementos for Envilia, one thing that you can do, especially if you're in need of job enhancement coins, is you can just run that, and at max limit break it'll get 6% per run, and then every time you vision clear it, it'll get, or every time you alchemic boundary 100%, you'll get 2,000 of the JE coins. So if you've got nothing better for Envilia, then I think that's a good way to use them. I always look forward to that one for that very reason. But yeah, that's about it for the content. Most of it's going to be grinding Valentine coins and grinding Logi equipment pieces. So with that, let's move on to the banners. So for the banners, I'm just going to say up front that I think this is a really good week to save your gems. Save your discount ticket. There's not a whole lot going on. The only new thing I would consider a total luxury. I think Leafah is excellent and worth having, and everyone should, if they don't have her, transmute her from the Babel Hard quest. But she doesn't need her memento to be excellent. She just needs to buff missile damage and then have your missile units kill stuff. But yeah, so for the Lunar New Year, for the next few days, we have a free banner, it's just a free single 10 summon with a guaranteed 5-star. We've seen these before. Then we have the final day of the normal pool, just 4 steps. Not much to say there. It's all normal pool. Great if you're a beginner. Definitely good for rounding out a collection. Then we have a Lunar New Year paid summon that I think is alright. It doesn't cost a whole lot of paid gems, but it's also not amazing because you can't reroll. So even if it does cost less money, it's still kind of dicey. I think I am going to do it just for fun. We'll say Happy New Year and see what I get. But I definitely would not give it like a glowing endorsement. It's just alright. Because, yeah, you're only getting 704 shards instead of 1,000, but you're also paying significantly less. But yeah, it's no fun when there's no, like, solid guarantee. Then next up is a pretty interesting banner for gears. Because you can reroll up to 3 times, and you're getting 5-star versions of 4-star base gears, and there's some very, very good ones out there. I'd say for the most part, VCRs have kind of eclipsed gacha gears, but there's certainly some exceptions. And while you can certainly pick up this slack in the form of various selectors or the occasional 5k box that comes out, you might still be missing some really good gears, like maybe you don't have the Ring of the Bright Knight, or not the Bright Knight, the Wolf Ring, or maybe the Kudenstein Scarf, which will be absolutely awesome once his Job Plus Plus comes out. Or, maybe you really like using Chloe and you want the Cup of Ruin. So if there's quite a few gears that you would like, it could be worth your while. If there's only like one, probably not. But it, at the very least, is interesting. Then we've got a paid banner that's around all week, but I don't recommend it because I don't think any of these mementos are particularly game-changing. And in the case of Albea's and Emma's, they're normal pool. So I think it's just a little bit too much risk for the reward. So unless you do every paid banner, I would not recommend it. Then we've got a banner I recommend to exactly no one. All 3 of these units, while technically limited, are completely transmutable via the Babel Hard quests, so there's just no reason to do this banner. Then we have the Enlightenment banner, which got a small pool, and the only limiteds on it are the Babel people. But if you're brand new, this could be worth your while, at least going up until step 7, because, especially if you haven't used any discount tickets yet, because that'd be a very cheap way to get a lot of good stuff and then potentially get some dupes and get soul shards of some very good units, like Suzuka, Cheryl especially, Leafah, absolutely good support. So if you're new-ish and you're comfortable enough gem-wise to do that, then it might be for you. If you're a veteran player, I wouldn't say so. Okay, then we've got a memento for Leafah's. And so if you want it, this is how you would get it. I don't really recommend it. I see it as a total luxury. But if you have to have it, then this is the best avenue. Then we've got a slightly confusing banner because it's like Danteris, Cheryl's Halloween, and Nefertiti's just normal pool memento. I guess they all have Gate 6, and Nefertiti and Danteris just got their character stories. And because there's nothing else new, they don't have much to push on us. But it's kind of weird how noticeably awkwardly stitched together that is. I don't know. It's odd. So yeah, overall, there's nothing here I would say is must pull. So if you are especially a fan of Global, then I'd definitely say save, because that's the one thing that we haven't gotten yet that was announced in the monthly updates. So it's something to keep in mind. But yeah, that's it for the banners. Everything else is old. So with that, we'll move on to a little bit of summoning. Alright, I'm going to start out with this one. We're just going to burn through it real fast, see if anything interesting happens. I mean, I don't know what else. I guess there's a few Templars I wouldn't mind having more shards of. And then I'm also still building Lucian. And otherwise, that's about it. Otherwise, maybe there's some Gate 7 considerations I still need to go over, because for most of the units, I've gotten... What's going on with that? Oh, there we go. I'm at least good on up to Gate 6. I'm not good up to Gate 7 for everyone, because I forgot exactly how many shards you need, but it's a lot. But because you can farm them all the time, there's not a huge... I don't feel as urgent about that. Well, they're both fire units. I really want Ela to get some kind of meaningful upgrade. She kind of got left out of the Shadow Messiah group. She's just kind of stuck with her old fire magic maester job, while Corvus and Spica and Zahar get job pluses, and Letitia's like one of the best support units in the entire game, and she's just kind of like, hey, I can do a small amount of missile damage. Although I guess with the right setup, she might be able to carry a longer stage. I mean, heck, if I was able to like carry... Whoops, I was supposed to skip that. If I was able to carry the little Ouroboros level, the first one, not the Extreme Hell one, with Rado, then I suppose anything is possible. I want more Magic Meister units to get a similar Gate 2 to what Rado got, because that was a really good Gate 2. I think he's going to get a job plus, not soon, maybe, but in the near future. Alright, are we on the final step of this? I've already forgotten what the previous results were. I was going to say, if nothing else, it's more soul coins, but there's not really anything to buy with soul coins anymore. There might be an odd gear or two that I could get to 5 stars, but that's about as high as that ceiling goes. So yeah, next let's take a look at this other free summon. Now this one has at least a bigger pool, but I don't think I've ever gotten a limited unit. Or maybe I have. Maybe I got Minerva from something once, a long time ago. But yeah, let's see what happens. Bare minimum is 1 guaranteed 5-star. Looks like that's the only red, unless something changes. Nasario, oh yeah, that guy exists. And it's kind of like a meme about how like nobody uses him / remembers he exists. The only time you're ever going to be reminded is in a summon like that. Also, if any of you in the comments, if any of you use him as a unit, I'm curious. There's some units in this game that are treated so badly because they just never get upgrades. Kind of sad. Alright, now we're going to do this New Year's paid summon. This is just playing out right. This is rolling the dice, so I don't recommend this from a pragmatic standpoint, but it's kind of fun to do sometimes, so let's see what happens. That yellow is not fooling anyone. Alright, we got Magnus. Oh, Inanna. Nice. Well, this was pleasant. I am in the process of raising her. I need a little bit more light shards before I can actually do it, though, but I ended up transmuting her, and I do plan on using her eventually. Oh, and Blair. This is the reason why I don't have any light shards, is because I burned a bunch on Blair a couple of weeks before I got Inanna. That's okay. We get so many rainbow shards that it's kind of easy to just get most of the way with the elemental shards and then just finish up the difference with rainbow shards. Ravenna. I pull Ravenna so much. Which is okay, she's an excellent unit. Oh, it's Vi. Wow, this has been a pretty good haul altogether. That's like 3 limited units. And Gino. I think I got him maxed out already, though. He's kind of fun to use sometimes. So yeah, look at that. Altogether, not too bad. So yeah, that is it for the weekly update. Hope all of you have good luck on your summons, and I will see you all next time.